Okay, beautiful. Hi, I'm Sharon O'Neill and I'm a pastor at Tailrace Community Church, and we're pretty excited about a new project that we're wanting to get off the ground in Southeast Asia. We're wanting to establish a factory so that we can see some sanitary pads made so that then some girls who currently can't get education can find some way in which they can actually experience their dreams come alive through education. And I'm here today with my beautiful friend, Celine Eden, and my other beautiful friend, Jenny Chucko. And Jenny's the one who has this dream in her heart, and we just simply want to get behind this dream and make it happen. So Jenny, can you flesh out the dream for us a little bit more?
Oh, I'd love to, Shaz. Thank you. Thank you both. This is good fun to do. Love doing girls making a difference for girls. It's a real privilege. So where this project has started from was we started to realise that for women in India, having your period is not a simple thing. So statistically, they estimate that about 70% of the girls in India don't even know what a period is before they start menstruating. So, I mean, it's horrible enough when you do know, but imagine having no idea that that's coming. And then another statistic that really impacted me was they say somewhere between 80 and 90% of women in India are still using things like ashes or dried leaves, dried up husks as absorption when they have their period. And obviously that leads to urinary tract infection issues, which leads to reproductive tract infections, and cervical cancer becomes an issue out of that as well. And I don't know about you, but I just, like when I first heard that, between 80 and 90% of women not having that basic product, I just thought, you know, this is something that hits us every month for donkey's years.
Too many years.
Too many years, absolutely. But every month having to deal with that same thing again and again and again in a totally ineffective way. One of our girls in India who heads up what we call our women's empowerment department, she's an absolute go-getter, and she just 100% wants to see other girls empowered and freed in various ways. She came up with this concept, and basically it's about setting up a manufacturing plant so that the girls in India can manufacture a simple sanitary pad made with local products and all relevant to the context there, with a simple piece of machinery that we can repeat in other locations as we get the whole model going. So it'll be the girls themselves making the product, the girls themselves marketing it, the girls themselves selling it. So not only will we be providing something that these girls are desperate for at an affordable rate, because until now, the only way you could get, until recent years, the only way you could get a sanitary pad was to buy an imported one, which was way out of reach for the women. Whereas this one's going to be really cheap, just a few rupees. So if you really want to know, one Aussie dollar's worth about 50 rupees. So this will be just a few rupees for them to buy. And it will be eco-friendly. They've said it'll definitely be able to, you know, it's not just going to go to plastic waste or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And so these girls will be able to buy that. There'll be jobs created in the process. This first one, we actually want to build a toilet block as well, because again, an estimated 70% of Indians still defecate in the open because people do not have toilets in their houses. Mm. And so we can't necessarily give a toilet to every single woman in this area. We're building this toilet block right near the manufacturing plant so that it can be part of education. The women from the community can come and use it and be safe, lock on the door instead of having to be vulnerable in the fields and things like that. Mm. So there'll be awareness, will be a big part of it, just that general education around it, providing them with a really affordable product, giving them skill development, and income generation for each of the women. So for me, look, my background is a nurse midwife, and I feel like it's a previous life before we started what we do now. But I just think if we can't give someone these basic parts of being a woman, help them solve some of those basic issues, I don't know. I just feel like I'm so thankful that women all around the world can vote now. But you know what? If I've got a choice between voting once every 4 years and not being able to deal with my monthly period in a hygienic way, which one's more important to the average woman?
Yeah.
And that's
and I'm not denigrating at all the value of us being able to vote and the value placed on women by giving them the vote. But, this is something that impacts their lives every single month.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
It's exciting too, because it's a project that kind of fills a number of needs. It's just like at the outset, it just looks like we're, not just, but it's filling one need, which of course is around being able to help a woman be able to cope with that period on a monthly basis. But the flip side of that, though, is that we're also empowering them to step up into those jobs, being able to be the creators, be the marketers, all of that. So that's, of course, going to help them from a wealth perspective, to actually be able to put food on the tables or able to whatever, so that all of those kinds of things. Just imagine the onflow, excuse the pun, of effect, when you think about that woman or that girl, what that does then to their families and to those other people around them, kind of thing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And Celine, added to that, they estimate about 25% of girls drop out of school once their period starts. Because you imagine going to school, just the sheer embarrassment of that without the basic essentials. So if we can keep that 25% of girls in school that bit longer, again, the ongoing implications of that increased level of education filters down to smaller families, to better job opportunities. So it's life-changing for the children of that 25% that would otherwise drop out.
Yeah, absolutely. So I suppose our shout out really are to the girls that are watching this video. You can make an impact. You can actually really think about it. There's another girl somewhere on the other side of the world that needs your help. So it's that first thing, you being able to donate or, come up with a fundraising idea or whatever that might be to be able to contribute to the cause. To the guys that are watching this, there is a woman in your life that you love, whether it's your mother, your sister, your wife, your whatever, your daughter, and that just imagine if that was them that actually had to do this every single month, not be able to just do life, do education, do whatever, because of the fact that they've got the period, something that we kind of probably take for granted a little bit. We don't have to be thinking about what are we going to do, where are we going to find the sanitary pad or whatever. And that's so for each of you guys, just ask yourselves the question. I suppose there was some comments we made earlier on, if it's not you that makes the difference, who is it going to be? Really look in the mirror and ask, what can I do? Is it that few dollars that you donate or something bigger? Or can you even share this on so that other people can kind of get involved in this cause?
Yeah. I mean, who of us, that's right, couldn't afford to put a few dollars and pass it on to a girlfriend who can do a little bit?
Yeah. Something worth pressing for change.
And I think the other part of that for me... Oh, sorry.
No, you're right. We can keep pressing for progress.
Pressing for progress, absolutely. Yeah, that's right. And this project has birthed out of International Women's Day this year too. So, and Press for Progress is the statement for the hashtag for International Women's Day this year. Yeah. What a fabulous area to press for progress in.
Yeah. That's
brilliant.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's awesome, Jenny. Thank you so much for sharing kind of the vision and the dream behind this project. We're super excited about being able to get behind it and see what together we can do. So just a shout out to all those girls and guys out there, especially the girls. Let's get together and make this a reality.
Mm-hmm. It's a privilege to be part of the dream and have you guys helping make it happen.
Awesome.